New Balance just dropped a $400 shoe. Now, that may sound expensive, but it might be because you don't know what they were doing in 1985. Back then, the New Balance 1300 cost $130, and the print ad promoting the shoe used three words: mortgage the house. Now, if you adjust for inflation, $130 is roughly $400 today. New Balance has basically come full circle with the Made in USA 2040. As Marlo from The Wire would say,
price of the brick going up.
CMO Chris Davis says 42 pairs of human hands touch every 2040 from the beginning of production to the end. It uses premium Horween Nubuck 2-carbon fiber plates, multiple cushioning technologies, and it's made by New Balance craftspeople in New England. In his words, scarcity is an outcome of quality. For years, New Balance had a pretty specific reputation in America. Great running shoes, gray suede, comfort, the dad shoe. Certain cities can always be attributed to the growth of New Balance, like DC and Baltimore. But then in the late 2010s and early 2020s, we start to see this cultural shift happen. The dad shoe becomes popular. A huge part of the streetwear influence that New Balance has is because of Joe Freshgoods. Him telling stories about Chicago, black culture, family life. There's a ton of world building happening. I still need those Keisha Blues, by the way. But all that said, people who had never really thought about New Balance now had a chance to look again. Then there's someone like Salehi Bembury. He pushed the product in a totally different direction, right? And it was a completely different design language from the gray runners that people normally associated with New Balance. Fast forward, you get brands like Aimé Leon Dore, who helped bring the 550s back into fashion. Teddy Santis eventually took over Made in the USA. Then you have athletes like Coco Gauff, Shohei Ohtani, who kept reminding people underneath all this that New Balance still knew how to make a performance product, right? Pushing it to another audience. Either way, a lot more people started wanting New Balances, and the business exploded. New Balance did $9.2 billion in sales last year. That's up 19%. That's 5 years of straight double-digit growth. If you haven't noticed, they've been on a run. Now, Davis says the goal is to make New Balance the most boutique and premium athletic brand in the world. So the $400 2040 feels like the best test of how far all of this has come. New Balance is putting a price on everything from the factories to the materials to their space and streetwear, the design language they've crafted, the overall craftsmanship. 41 years ago, New Balance told runners that they might have to mortgage the house in order to afford the best sneaker. Today, the CMO is telling you about the 42 pairs of hands that made one. Again, both shoes land at roughly $400 in today's money, but New Balance spent years telling a lot more people the reason to care about those two letters, NB. And all that said, in the words of Marlo, the price of the New Balance is going up. Peace.